Welcome to Architects of Elegance, homes that define the modern aesthetic. In today's visual journey, we'll explore what it means to create a modern home that isn't just beautiful, but timeless. This isn't just about luxury. It's about intention, detail, and the harmony of design that transcends trends. Elegance in modern architecture goes far beyond marble countertops or floor-to-ceiling windows. It lies in proportion, restraint, and purposeful design. It's about spaces that breathe, lines that flow, and materials that speak with quiet confidence. Let's uncover what truly defines an elegant modern home. At the heart of every elegant modern home is a sense of calm. Architects who specialize in this aesthetic don't just design for function. They sculpt spaces to evoke emotion. Serenity, clarity, and balance become architectural features in their own right. Some architects don't just build, they compose. Think of them as conductors of space, light, and material. Their work transcends utility to become spatial poetry, homes that you feel as much as you see. These visionaries don't follow trends, they set them. Elegance begins with materials: natural stone, warm wood, brushed metal, and soft concrete. Use sparingly and thoughtfully. Create visual harmony. These elements age beautifully, anchoring the home in a sense of time and place while delivering tactile richness. Neutral tones form the backbone of modern elegance. But these are far from boring. From rich taupes to cool grays and creamy whites, they allow architecture to speak without shouting. They let light play across surfaces and invite calm into every room. Proportion is one of the most underappreciated elements of elegant design. The relationship between ceiling heights, window sizes, and room scale defines how a space feels. Elegant homes find perfect balance. Never too grand, never too cramped, always just right. Natural light is one of the most powerful tools in an architect's palette. It sculpts spaces, defines textures, and brings interiors to life. Elegant homes are designed to welcome the sun with generosity, yet control it with subtlety, through overhangs, louvers, and carefully placed openings. Modern elegance often dissolves the line between inside and outside. Seamless transitions, sliding glass walls, courtyards, and open terraces create fluidity. Nature becomes a living, breathing extension of the home, enhancing serenity and space. Elegance doesn't mean cold or sterile. In fact, some of the most refined modern homes blend minimalist principles with a warm human touch. Soft textiles, inviting furniture, and personal art make these spaces livable, not just beautiful. The entry of an elegant home sets the tone. Whether it's a floating staircase, a textured feature wall, or a framed view of a garden, the arrival experience must be intentional. It's the architectural handshake that says, "Welcome to something special." Elegant homes move with you. Circulation isn't an afterthought, it's an experience. Architects use axial layouts, curved pathways, or open floor plans to guide your movement gracefully, creating moments of discovery and pause as you transition through the space. Good modern design layers space in subtle ways, through changes in floor height, ceiling detail, or material variation. This layering adds depth and richness, allowing each zone in the home to have its own character while maintaining a unified feel. In elegant architecture, windows are not just for light, they're frames for nature. Each one is placed with purpose, highlighting a tree, a skyline, or a mountain. These framed views ground the home in its environment and elevate the everyday. Furniture selection is integral. It must complement, not compete. Iconic pieces, think Eames, Le Corbusier, or bespoke custom designs, become sculptural elements within the space, enhancing the architecture while offering comfort and utility. Technology in modern homes should be seamless. Elegant design incorporates smart systems subtly, hidden lighting, recessed speakers, and automated controls that don't distract but enhance the living experience. It's innovation that whispers, not shouts. Every surface should invite touch. Honed stone, reclaimed wood, smooth plaster. Textures evoke emotion and memory. They make the home feel grounded, authentic, and deeply human. In the best homes, elegance is something you feel with your fingertips. From staircases to vanities to furniture, floating elements define sleek elegance. They create visual lightness, emphasize clean lines, and reinforce the idea that less really can be more. These features feel like architecture in motion. Greenery isn't an afterthought. In the most elegant homes, it's part of the architecture. Think of courtyards, green roofs, vertical gardens, or simply a single sculptural tree in the center of the living room. Nature becomes the ultimate design partner. Storage is essential, but visibility is optional. Elegant homes use built-in cabinetry, hidden panels, and underfloor compartments to keep clutter out of sight. This leaves the spaces open, calm, and visually pure, where every object has its place. Today's elegant modern homes don't just look good, they perform. Passive solar design, cross-ventilation, and sustainable materials create houses that are as eco-friendly as they are stylish. A truly modern home is one that honors both aesthetics and the environment. Elegance often lies in the bespoke. Custom millwork, handcrafted finishes, and tailored architectural details reflect the homeowner's lifestyle and personality. These one-of-a-kind touches give a home soul and a story no other space can replicate. In an elegant home, even silence is designed. Acoustic insulation, spatial zoning, and soft materials create an environment where peace is palpable. This subtle quality transforms a home from just livable to deeply restorative. Repetition, rhythm, symmetry. Elegant homes often use geometric principles to create beauty. Whether it's a row of windows, a rhythmic facade, or a patterned ceiling, geometry creates visual order and harmony that appeals to the human eye. Art completes architecture. In the most elegant modern homes, artwork is not decoration. It's integral. Whether bold or minimal, it resonates with the architecture and enhances its emotional impact. Every piece is chosen with care and context. Elegant homes pull inspiration globally, but respect their local context. Architects blend international design languages with regional materials, traditions, and climate responses. This creates homes that are both worldly and grounded. True elegance is never overdone. It's about knowing when to stop. A perfectly proportioned room, a single beam of light, a clean material palette. These quiet decisions often speak louder than extravagant ones. From Tadao Ando to John Pawson, Marcio Kogan to Studio 27 Malawian Kwaches, certain architects have mastered the language of elegant modern design. Their works become global case studies in simplicity, light, and emotion, homes that feel like sanctuaries. An elegant modern home is an experience, not just a shelter. Every step, every turn, reveals a new relationship between form, function, and feeling. It's a journey that unfolds slowly, inviting you to linger, reflect, and connect. As we conclude our tour, remember that elegance in modern architecture isn't about excess, it's about essence. It's about creating spaces that uplift, inspire, and endure. These homes are more than buildings. They are statements of how we want to live, with clarity, grace, and beauty.